Hi everyone, can everyone hear me? Test, mic test. We're having some internet connection problems today, so I think we are fixing it right now. Please, if you can't hear me, please type in the question box just in your panel. Let me see. Can everyone hear me? If someone can just type in the answer box, question box. Okay. Cool. Okay, we may start in 5 minutes. We'll just wait for others. I'm Tori.
Together.
We're Todd.
It's true. Here we go. This is it, Todd's debut.
Todd.
I got the eye of the tiger, fire, dancing through the fire, 'cause I am a champion. You're gonna hear me.
I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make amends. So I said quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for anything. You held me down, but I got up. Already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound. Like thunder gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up. Get ready, 'cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, the fire, dancing through the fire. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than lion. 'Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar. Hear me.
I'm floating like a butterfly, singing like a bee heard strike. I went from zero to my own hero.
Held me down, but I got up. Already pushing up the dice. You hear my voice, you hear that sound. Like you're gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up. Not ready, 'cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, fire, dancing through the fire. I am the champion. You're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than a lion. I am the champion. You're gonna hear me roar. You can hear me You're gonna hear me I got the eye of the tiger, fire, dancing through the fire. I am Okay, everyone, we may start. Okay, for your question for the schedule for this training, this is actually recorded, so I will be sending out links afterwards for you to replay the whole video for the whole training. Or if you are a member already of MrOutsourceUniversity.com, we have all of the webinars there, so you can access all the webinars there for free. Okay, and so we shall start. I would like to welcome everyone to Mr. Outsource University's sixth webinar. Um, I am Regina Evangelista, by the way. I will be your host and coming to you live all the way south here in Davao City. It's a wonderful day today. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day as well because, uh, it's a wonderful day. There's no rain, the sun is up. I can see some familiar names joining us today. You've been here, guys, with the training since the first webinar, and I would just like to thank you for joining me again. And for the new visitors that we have right now, for the new trainees, I would like to welcome you, and I would like to congratulate you for taking the action in investing in yourself and in your education to becoming a great virtual assistant from the Philippines. And congratulations to you. And if you guys have any questions along the way, just type it in the question box right there. And then I will answer it maybe after every slide. Okay, so the title of today's webinar is What Does Your Client Think? I was privileged to be a part of a webinar the other day. It was hosted by Erlen Bake, the founder of MrOutsource.com and MrOutsourceUniversity.com. He actually had a webinar with almost 1,000 UK business owners, and he was talking about how to work with Filipinos, okay, about the culture, about the practices, how we are as people, how we are as workers, how we are online. And I think I was able to put in some important Filipino cultures that Westerners should know about us, like how we value our Sundays, how we value our time with the family, how we value our salary, and I think today this webinar is about what does the Westerners think? What is their mindset? I think it's the other way around of the webinar, and this is mainly for virtual assistant trainees. Um, we have we have clients from the UK joining us today. I think I would like to thank you for joining me today. You can actually let your virtual assistant listen to this webinar. I will provide links after on. And if you have any ideas to that about Westerners, about how you, if you have any additional information that you can add into this training, that would be very helpful as well. So, before we start, we can make the most of our time together. If you guys can please take down notes as much as possible. Do not just rely on the slides shown on the screen. And please put your phones on silent mode. And again, you can ask questions. There's a question box right there. You can just type in whatever you want. And then don't worry, you can review this training later, and that's for free. I will provide links via email. So, in this webinar, you will be learning some cultural differences at work between Filipinos and Westerners. You will also learn some clients' mindset, how they think, how they see work, and some virtual work etiquette, and of course, how to start and maintain healthy relationship with your client. When I say healthy, this means long term. This means fruitful relationship, and I will tell you some ideas on how to do that. So first, we will go with cultural. I think it is only proper that we discuss the cultural differences at work between Filipinos and Westerners. I am not saying that Filipino culture is right and Westerners are wrong. I'm not also saying that Westerners are right and ours are wrong. This is just to identify the differences that we have as different races or different countries so we can actually meet in the middle. We understand how the other person reacts, and this is just so for our information. First is solving a problem. Westerners usually or immediately take action to solve a problem. Unlike Filipinos or Asians, we tend to skirt around the problem and avoid problems as much as possible. And this is very evident, especially when it comes to large companies and with employees that are more than 100 maybe. We tend to give the problem to the boss or to our superiors, and we don't like to be part of the problem. Unlike Westerners, they immediately come together and solve the problem. Next is relationships. Westerners promotes individualists, meaning they are the people who are highly task oriented and focus on getting things done on their own independently. They less supervision. These are for Westerners. But however, with Filipinos, we are very loyal to one another. We tend to focus mostly on developing long term partnerships, meaning whoever is training us, we tend to create that bond between that person, and we became friends after work. We became friends after the training. And I think that is just how we are, as Filipinos. Next is punctuality. Okay, this is actually all of you guys already know this. That we have like a large, very vast difference. Punctuality. Westerners want jobs to be done on time, like impromptu. That's this 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Unlike Filipinos or Asians, we are satisfied to have tasks done in time. We give our time. We tend to relax more. We tend to procrastinate. We, sorry, we tend to give it, take, let's let the nature takes its course. We were kind of, we kind of have that behavior. And next is contacts. Westerners discuss only with and directly with concerned people only. Okay, they went straight to the manager, they went straight to superiors. Unlike Filipinos, we consult sorry, as many people as possible. And um, this is very evident because when we have problems or complaints, we don't immediately tell it to our superiors. We just tell it to the person we are sitting next with. We're just, hey, I don't like the services here. Hey, I don't like him. I don't like her. And instead of addressing it to the right person, we address it to other people. And that other people will eventually, talk to other people until it goes to the concerned people. That's how Filipinos are. Next is temperament. Westerners show their anger or the mood they are in. It's very obvious that they're angry. It's very obvious that they're sad. It's very obvious that they don't want to talk to you. Because, for telemarketers, if they don't want to talk to you, they just hang up. Unlike Filipinos, we try to hide our bad feelings with a smile. Even if we don't like the person we're talking with, we're just smiling. If you're talking to us and we're smiling to you, you don't know. We might have killed you in our minds 1,000 times. That's just how we are. We just keep on smiling, and we hate you inside. But that's how we are sometimes. And I know it's bad. I know it's best if we just be honest with ourselves. If you're sad, then be sad. If you're happy, then be happy. But I think Filipinos are brought up in such a way that we're very lenient, we're very forgiving. We don't like other people hurting. So we just keep on our smiles, happy faces, even if we're sad. And I think this temperament is very obvious and evident with OFWs. You see them very smiling in other places and happy pictures from all over the world. But at the end of the day, these overseas Filipino workers are very sad. They miss their families. They want to go home. think that's one of the examples of the temperament differences that we have. Next is the boss. Okay, the boss is basically, um, for Westerners, the boss is part of the team. You know, the workers are open to the boss and discuss their problems and resolve them fast. Unlike us, Filipinos, the boss is someone big and should be treated with utmost respect. So problems are seldom discussed with them openly. We're very shy to approach the boss. We're very shy to approach the superior. We tend to bring along someone, right? We will like tell our colleague like, hey, can you please come with me to this manager? We're going to tell this blah blah blah. Okay, and then you need someone to be there with you whenever you want to go to the boss. And next, we will go to client's mindset. But before any of that, if you guys have any questions, I think it's time. If you have any additional culture differences that you want to add, please add them now before we proceed. And okay, so next is client's mindset. What your clients love and hate. I think this is one of the most important parts of this training. I have um, I have actually experienced all of these, and these are the four that I have come up with. First, clients hate misunderstanding. This is actually one of the most reasons that they don't want to outsource, or they don't want to get outsourced workers, because they don't want to be misunderstood. And it's very hard to relay information online. You know, it's sometimes they just really need that person to be there in front of them. But we can avoid misunderstanding because, you know, if again, if there is too much conflict or misunderstanding between a client and a virtual assistant, you know, a project may die before it's completed. Okay, before you have even started, it's already done and you're not even paid. One way to avoid this, you know, is to know what your client thinks regarding the project or regarding the task that he is asking you to do. Both sides, you and the virtual assistant, you and your client, I'm sorry, should be clear with each other. Okay, the terms and the conditions. If there is a conflict of interest or simply a misunderstanding, to avoid further conflict, you must at least communicate with each other. Next is, again, misunderstanding can lead to bigger conflict, but this can be avoided if you guys can talk it out, if you guys can just, hey, this is what I know, this is what I understand, is this correct? Be more specific, and misunderstanding will be avoided. Next is next is time. Okay, your clients love time. For them, time is very important. Time is a very valuable resource to both you and your client, actually. I mean, if there is a conflict between a virtual assistant and a client, then valuable time will be lost. For example, if there is a misunderstanding or miscommunication between the two of you guys, there is a possibility that a part of the project or the task will be need to be redone, and you know, the VA will have to start again, and the deadline will be compromised, and the deadline will be pushed back, and everything will just be destroyed. And there's misunderstanding, and then you're wasting time. Okay, please know that clients um, love and cherish their time. Next is money. Money for the clients is not something that they pick on cherry trees, okay? They also are working very hard to get these money, and they're just not, you know, getting money out of the garbage there in the West. Okay, they're also working hard to get the money. So money is also an important resource. Without money, okay, without money, project will not be completed at all. A client is very strict when it comes to expenses, and you, as a virtual assistant, must assure them that their money is being well spent. And one way to make the task or the project successful and not waste a lot of money is actually you guys share ideas. You guys communicate with each other. So again, it boils down to communication. So not to waste money and not to waste time. You guys need to communicate. Next, never upset your clients, guys. I think this is probably one of the things that I should stress out, I should reiterate and repeat often is never upset your clients. And reason that clients might be upset are number one, you did not meet their needs and wants. You did not meet their deadlines. You did not make them feel like their project or they are priority to you. They clients will be upset if you do not put in so much effort that they expect you to put in. And of course, clients will be upset if you don't listen to what they say, if you don't follow instructions. These are the things that upset clients. And one way to avoid that is not do it. Be on time, deliver the project, deliver the task on time, follow instructions. If your client wants it idolized, you idolize it. If your client wants it on PDF, you put it on PDF. If your client wants to email the project, then email him. Do not Skype him or do not do anything. Just follow what he says. That is to avoid misunderstanding, right? The first step to avoid clients is to show them that you understand what's expected of you. So, again, it boils down to communication. And next, we will go to virtual work etiquette. Number one is first impression, your first call with the client, your first interview, your first email contact with him. It's amazing how many virtual assistants take so much for granted, even something as simple as first impression. I mean, first impression is when you interact with a client for the first time. Okay. And so many a virtual assistant do not stress enough about it. Remember, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. If you're late during the meeting, then for him, all of the things that you do are always late. If your email response is so messed up, like you have bigger fonts here and then, you have different fonts everywhere, you have different colors in your email, then that reflects you as a person. That reflects something. And with that simple email or with that simple phone call, your client will know who you are as a person that they will be working with. And I think if they are not impressed by you for the first time, then I'm not sure that they are going to call you back the second time. So please be prepared with your first meeting. Be prepared with before sending that reply. Please review it. The grammar, the punctuations, how you compose the sentences. That's very important. And next, virtual work etiquette is follow instructions. The client is the one who pays you. Always remember that. So your final product has to please them, has to be okay with them. Following instructions from a client shows a simple but important fact. Okay, and that is you respect him or her. When they're paying you, it's totally disrespectful to ignore their requests and do what you want to do. Even if you know that your way may be the best, this is actually very evident for graphic designers and web developers. They think that their style is much better than what the client is saying. Like, the font should be here because it looks good. I think the banner should be yellow and not blue. Your client is the one paying you. So whatever, if he wants that banner blue, then make it blue. If that client wants smaller photos in the website, just put smaller photos. Just follow instructions. Simple as that. Next, another virtual work etiquette that you guys should know is deadlines and delivery. I cannot stress enough about how important this is. If you submit on time, if you deliver on time, then you respect your client and they will be very happy. It's just simple as that. Many virtual assistants think that the deadlines are not mandatory and that delivering 4 days late is okay. Well, it's a big problem. And most of our clients have a schedule, and if you don't deliver your product in time, their whole schedule will fall apart and they will have to adjust everything because of you. And you don't want that to happen, right? And so keep the deadline in mind. And I think this is one of the first things you are judged for. If you don't keep meet deadlines, then you're out. So, and with the delivery, it's not just enough to talk to clients. You have to deliver what you have promised. You can't make a good impression by delivering a project that is not finished or is being rushed and still needs more work. And you need to get paid to deliver a completed project. So if the task is not done properly, then the client may not pay you. And um, it both of you will be inconvenient. All of these will be inconvenient to both of you. So deliver the project on time and complete. And if you don't deliver a fully completed project, it'll probably be your latest collaboration. You don't expect another project from a client again. So don't bite off more than you can chew. If you can't chew it anymore, so don't eat, don't promise anything. If you can't take the responsibility, then don't take it. Let others do it. And again, you have to deliver what you have promised. If you say 12 o'clock, then 12 o'clock. Next, another very important virtual work etiquette is plagiarism. Okay, if you're submitting someone else's work without consent or without their permission, that is a no-no. Just no-no. You think this doesn't happen, but it happened. It happens a lot of times. You might have done it as well, but you didn't know. Copy pasting just a sentence, copy pasting a word, that is plagiarism. And I think you need to, if you're going to copy paste someone else's work in a content, I think it's best that you put the reference in there. If you credit the owner, if you credit the person who owns the original content, I think you owe that person. And it doesn't mean, I mean, this is just common sense. If it's not yours, then don't deliver it. Don't give it to someone else. Next is communication etiquette. Okay, think before you hit the send button. I think this is I think one of the things that I learned is, remember, think before you speak. Okay, the new version of that is Google before you send. Google before you tweet is the new think before you speak. So you need to Google things. You need to research if what you're sending is correct. If it's the facts, you need to Google first, or you need to research first if what you're putting on Facebook is correct, if what you're tweeting on Twitter is correct. So think before you speak, or Google before you tweet. I love that. It rhymes and it makes sense. So one of the things, communication etiquette, that you need to know is that if if your client wants you to send the work, if your client wants you to contact him via email, then contact him via email. If your client says, do not call me from 8 to 9 p.m., so please do not call, even if it's emergency, just email the thing. If your client says, I just want to speak with you via email, so please just do it. Just email and don't call and don't Skype and don't chat and don't do anything else. Next is be professional. Professionalism. I think this is also common sense. This is something that you should know of. Being professional means saying no to work which you cannot handle. That's being professional. Being professional is saying no if you're not comfortable with your client, like the way he speak or the way he addresses you. If you're not comfortable, you address You address it to him. That's being professional. Saying no is not being rude. It's being professional. It's giving out your opinion. So if being professional as well as being on time, delivering completed work, that's being professional. Being professional is doing all the virtual work etiquette that I have discussed earlier. That's being professional. And being professional also is not wasting people's time, people's money, people's resources. Being professional also means not giving out clients' information to other people. That's being professional, guys. And there's a lot of other things to be professional, and I think I have covered some of the basics. If you have any questions, just let me know right now. If I'm going too fast, please let me know. I tend to speak fast. I'm sorry. Just again, type in the chat question box. Next, how to start and maintain healthy relationship with your client. So this is gonna be fun. I have worked with different clients over the past 6 years, and I have been friends with them. I kept in touch with them. They've been my friends until now. And I think one of the things we should remember is that your clients can be your friends. You can actually be friends with them, not just work. And I think first first to establish that is communication. Okay? In every aspect of our lives, we need to communicate. And that is also very important when it comes to virtual work, when it comes to the work that we have, virtual assistant. Without communication, everything will fall. Like what I've been saying earlier, we can avoid all those things: conflict, misunderstanding, time wasted, money wasted, if we just have proper communication with them. And why do you need to communicate with your clients, by the way? First is to fully understand on what they expect from you, to know what they want and what you want as well. So it's not wrong to tell them what you want as well. And then to get to know more about the project you are involved with. And with communication, you can build trust, and you can actually develop this trust so you can have more work from them. Another is to collaborate. With collaboration, you can actually know what your client really wants. And if your clients are shutting you down by insisting, like, everything's fine, Reg, everything's fine, Michelle, everything's fine, it's actually a sign that your client is not really happy with your work. And if this is something that you encounter, please, you don't let this fester for a long time. You just want to address it right then and there. Although some clients don't want to talk about it, but it is best that you tell them, did I do something wrong? Is there something you're unhappy about? You tell them. And this is very evident with whenever you eat out in restaurants, they ask you for feedbacks. It's actually part to grow. It's actually part of growing, and that is actually communication. So ask them, is there something you want me to improve on? Is there anything you want me to add, to delete, to edit in my work? Just let me know. Okay, that's part of communication. Next is ask questions. Asking questions, and only through asking questions, is the most effective way that your client would like you to see how you perform. Say, when you ask questions, you tend to know what you do, so it helps you perform very fast. And then with asking questions, be humble and polite, just be nice and build rapport with your client. Just, hey, just want to ask, am I correct when you say that you want this here and you want this there, you want this photo up, you want this, you want me to research different golf courses, is this correct? Like that. And then be specific with your question. Don't be very, very vague. As much as possible, use common terms, and don't use like big terms that they don't understand. And then, of course, Give your client time to think, to answer. Don't rush in, just answer another question. And of course, let your client speak. I think that's one of the things that most VAs are afraid of, just asking questions. Next is feedback. Make an effort to ask for feedbacks. Again, like I said earlier, how at different restaurants they have this, how is your food? They want you to rate their food. And then for the vehicles, you can see how is my driving. Those are actually part of feedback and actually part of growing as a virtual assistant. And if you're serious about improving your virtual assistant career, then implementing surveys or a regular feedback system with your client is a very effective way to stay in close contact with your client. And you know, feedbacks is actually very helpful, especially when your clients change their minds all the time. Some clients want to this and this, and then the next minute they want a different thing. So it's important to know if your clients has changed their mind. Like for example, you actually did a project with him and you want the website, all of them are pink. And then the next month she wants it another way around. So I think it's very important to ask. Again, feedback when given well should not alienate the receiver of the feedback or you, but should motivate them to perform better. Just think of it as constructive criticism. It helps you grow and it helps you improve. Don't be offended if they have negative feedback. They're just, saying their opinion. And then use it. Use it for your own good. And don't feel rejected or don't feel sad about it. It's actually part of the work. Next is offering suggestions. So even though clients are like your boss, they're like your employer, you should also give them your suggestions, especially since you are the one who is more knowledgeable. Okay, if you're an SEO expert or you're a web designer expert and then your clients want this, suggest that, hey, I've been working for a while and I think it is best if we do this. Are you open to doing this kind of strategy? Are you open if we put keywords here? There's a new keywords, there's a new SEO algorithm out, and do you want to try this out? Just suggest some things. There is nothing wrong with giving suggestions to your clients. In fact, they are very, very interested to hear what you're going to say. And actually, if you suggest things, it makes them think that you're very into the project, you're very interested with the task. So also that builds trust, that improves communication. So suggest. Next is relationships. Okay, relationship means, again, like I said earlier, make friends with them. There's nothing wrong to ask how are they doing, how is the business doing, how's life, how are their kids, how are their family, or simply how are they, how is their day how is their day, how are you, just simple gestures like that. And actually something, it's not all about work. You can actually do a casual conversation like, how is the Philippines? They always ask me that. Or how is London? You can ask them that. How's the weather in London right now? Is it cold? It's the winter is coming. Before you start with the work. Yeah. And then next is never. There's no such thing as over communicating. It is best to email your client every now and then, like, hey, I'm 60% done with the project. Hey, I'm 80% done with the project, just doing some tweaks like that. Uh, just email them, keep them on the loop, keep them updated. They are very happy with that because, being a virtual assistant, they can't see you and they don't know what you're doing. So it is best to communicate with them all the time. But again, communication etiquette, you don't have to text them all the time. You don't have to Skype them all the time like, hey, I'm this and that. Hey, I have a question. Just email them. Just list down all of your questions for one day and send them in one email. I have discussed this communication etiquette before. I think with the first webinar or the second webinar, so you can just get full details in those webinars, from those webinars. Next is reward your loyal. That's loyal. That should be loyal. Reward your loyal clients. What do I mean by that? You know how our clients reward us by giving us bonuses, by giving us extra pay. It is also best that we reward them something like, hey, can I work? I can work for free for another hour. Hey, I can work for Saturday for free for you. Like, hey, I can put more more things in the project for free. Just something for free for them, and then just add extra effort. This actually helps build relationships. They can relate to you. That is why it's relation. I put relationships, and yeah, you can say that it might affect your pay, but in the long run, you have developed a very strong relationship with your clients. So your future is safe. You don't have to worry for your next client because you've already created this bond and relationship with them. So reward your clients every now and then. That's very helpful. That's very positive as well. And also, what I mean by relationships is that some virtual assistants just show up with a task, charge the money, and then leave. Even if they deliver a good product, your client is still not very happy with the working relationship. You're just coming and going. So like I said, make friends. They love that. And this is also because there was no communication. There's no communication between you guys who just left. And the client felt that he was not really involved with you. They just feel like you are just like an online shop. They just pay and then you just deliver the work. No, being a virtual assistant is, I think, more than that. You need to create a relationship with them. So don't be afraid to ask, how is your day, sir? Good morning, sir. How is your day? How was your sleep? How was your weekend? If it's a Monday, they love hearing those. And I think this is also because we Filipinos are very shy. We Filipinos are very shy talking to Westerners. And I think we should be outspoken sometimes and be vocal sometimes. And I think that's about it. I have covered the most important things. Um, if you can read on your screens, a client who determines you're in it for the long haul, for the long term, and that you're actively motivated to help him or her succeed, soon begins to see, your client will soon begins to see as more than just a vendor or a supplier. Okay, you are just more than that. You become a partner in their enterprise and someone they grow to value today, tomorrow, and the years to come. That's from Forbes.com, and they are saying this for virtual assistants or the freelancers. And I think if you're in it for the long term and your client sees that, then expect the job for the rest of your life. They will include you. They will be in part. They will have. They will be. They will propose a partnership with you, and you don't have to worry for your next client anymore, which I know is one of the most common problems with us virtual assistant. We don't know which clients comes next. We're looking for clients all the time. So part of it is creating relationships with your clients. So in this training, you were able to learn some cultural differences at work between Filipinos and Westerners. You were able to know that Filipinos are late, but not all the time, but most of the time. But we should avoid that. Clients mindset. Um, like I said, for clients hate that their time be wasted, that their money be wasted. Virtual work etiquette, communication etiquette. Don't send emails all the time. Don't Skype all the time. If your client just asks you to for one email a day from you, so that's about it. And then how to start and maintain relationship with your client is, of course, communication, communication, communication. That is just the key. Be casual sometimes, and ask for. I'd like to add providing suggestion. It is best to suggest when your clients ask suggestions from you. If your clients ask suggestions from you, then I think It is only, be professional and suggest things. And I think that's about it. I've covered. If you guys have any questions, for the next webinar topic, this is going to be a very interesting one: when to fire clients. I will talk about how to identify bad clients, how to deal with bad clients, when to fire people. So when to fire clients, what to do when your client is not paying you well, how to charge client more, all those things. Um, if you have any suggestions that I can cover regarding when to fire bad clients, please just email me, Regina at mroutsource.com, or you can just put in the question box. I will read it. And that's for the next webinar. That's for a seventh webinar. Yay. And I think I would be very glad if I can ask another virtual assistant to join me. So I will also work on that. So I think the next webinar topic will be also educational. I hope you guys can join me again. Next is please sign up for MrOutsourceUniversity.com. Please ask your friends who ask for your virtual assistant friends who wants free training, who cannot make it to the webinar. We have virtual assistant training right there. We have a message from CEO founder of Mr. Outsource, Erlen Bake. And then you can see another tab, the Mr. Outsource webinar. So I will upload all the videos in there. So we have a step-by-step, straightforward training. Easy to understand. We have some interactive tests along the way. And of course, if you have gone through the training, we will prioritize you and give you a client. And again, the webinar replays can be found here, webinar. And then, of course, you guys, you have people who wants a part of our VA VIP list? Please just email the information to me, their resumes, and I can include them. Next is for the virtual assistant office space. We're currently not, we're freeze hiring right now. But you can still send your friend's resume to Regina at mroutsource.com. So should there be an open vacancy or a vacancy for office space virtual assistant, then I can contact them because I have their resumes already. Okay. And I think that's about it. If you guys have any questions, it is time that I answer them now. No questions? Yes, the training is free. Just go to www.mroutsourceuniversity.com. There's no registration fee. You just have to sign up to access everything. That's from chapter or module 1 to 19, I guess, or 17. It's all about communication, how to do accounting, how to do blogging, how to do content writing, how to do calendar management, and all other general VA tasks. And of course, we will continue to adding and put value in there. So if you have friends who want to become a virtual assistant, then please encourage them to join MrOutsourceUniversity.com. Again, if you have any suggestions on what to cover for the next webinar, it will be about how to fire bad clients, how to identify them, how to charge more, and what else? I think I've covered everything. So if you guys have any more questions, do you have deadlines? Deadlines for finishing the training, if that's what you mean? No. I think you actually can finish the whole training in a week or in 2 weeks. And then we can just email me if you guys are done with the next training of all the trainings. And then maybe we can prioritize you and give you clients. Our clients are also a member of Mr. Outsource University. They are actually in this webinar. I'd like to welcome them again and thank you for joining me. Please encourage your virtual assistant guys to join the training, help you with accounting and stuff. And what else? Yes, you're very welcome. I hope I can provide more information in the future. And if you want to access this webinar again, I will provide links. I will upload this to Mr. Outsource TV on YouTube, and you can also access the webinars in there. So I think, do you guys have any deadline? When is your next online training? Okay, I think that will be next week, next Friday. Or when do you guys want it? I can do next Friday, or I can do next Friday. And I would like to inform you that founder of Mr. Outsource and Mr. Outsource University, Mr. Erlen Bake from London, will be here in the Philippines. So maybe I would ask him to join me. If he's not busy, I can actually let him join when to fire bad clients. Okay, he will help me. I think next Friday will be good, or next Friday. So I will provide emails. I will provide invitation for the next webinar. I'm very excited with the next webinar though, because a lot of you guys have been asking what to do. My client is like this, what to do. My client is like that. So it's okay to fire clients. Okay, so do you guys have any question anymore? Then we can proceed with our lives. Okay, wait. Will you also provide some training in certain tasks like SEO? Yes, I have done communication. I have done content writing. I did researching and list building. I did webinar about that, and I think I will. We will actually cover SEO as well. We will cover recruitment. We will cover IT. We will cover web development. We will cover real estate tasks. We will also cover transcription. We will also cover what else? Accounting. We will also cover accounting, how to do accounting. Uh, does your client use webinar? Yes, yes. For me, Regina Evangelista, I do webinars for virtual assistant. Erlen Backe, the founder of Mr. Outsource, is doing webinar to UK clients. So how this works is Mr. Erlen Backe talks to people, encourage them to outsource, and whoever wants to outsource will have access to our VA VIP list. This list, if your name is there, then these business owners will have to, contact you. You have your information in there, and they will ask you for your VA services. So that's how it works. And yes, being a VA is a very rewarding work. Like we say, for every successful entrepreneur, there is a virtual assistant helping that person. I think I'm very proud with that saying. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. And I hope for the next webinar, you will inform your friends, you will inform your colleagues who wants to learn more. Especially the next topic will be, about clients as well. So I think it's about time that I take my dinner, guys. Thank you again for joining me, and you guys have a great day. Bye.